Good evening, YouTube. My name's Pam, and this is my 999-day journey. I am doing a different kind of video tonight. So in today's vlog, which I will put a link to above, I had mentioned that today is International Bat Appreciation Day, and I had also mentioned that I had previously had a fairly traumatizing run-in with a bat, and that was a story for another time. So one of my subscribers in the comments asked to hear the story of me and the bat. So I'm going to tell you that story, but while I'm telling you, just because I love to multitask, I am going to, sorry, my chair is super squeaky, I am going to also be planting some seeds because, you know, why not talk to you and do this at the same time? So I'm going to be doing this. I may pause at times if I need to go and do something or clean something up or whatever, but I will try to at least get through the story in a coherent fashion for you. All right, so here goes. So I had been renting this house for, I don't know how long we'd been there. We had probably been in the house for a few years. This was a rental house that I was living in at the time, single mom, 3 kids. And the way the house was set up, the basement was not finished, but it was a walkout, so you could walk out into the garage, or you could walk out and up some steps into the backyard. And so, anyway, I had been working, at the time the place I was working had let me work at home and set up a home office, and they were very generous and paid for all of the furniture, which was really nice because that stuff's expensive. And I didn't really have a better place for it than the basement, or a better place for my office than the basement. So I set up my office in the basement of this house. And I don't know how long I had been working from home in that little space down there, but I was sitting at my desk one evening because at that particular job I had, that's before I was at the company where I am right now, I was on call, and so, you know, 24/7, and so I would often work in the evenings if I needed, you know, if I had to take a support call. So one evening I'm down in the basement sitting at my desk, and my desk is in a corner like this, and the light is overhead behind me. And as I'm sitting here just typing away, clickety-clack on my keyboard, this shadow passes over me. Like something is flying between me and the light. And I'm like, what the hell, right? So I look up, and it is a bat. It is a whole bat flying around in my basement over my head. Let me tell you what. I squealed like a little girl, like a little tiny girl. I was going to say something else, but I'm trying to be, trying to watch my language and be a little polite for you. Because I've told y'all before, and I'll tell you again, just if you're new, because I know I got some new subscribers, I like to swear. It's not that I like to swear, it's just that I do swear a lot by nature. And so I try not to swear so much in my videos, but if a swear word slips out, I apologize in advance. Anyway, so I screamed, squealed, ran up the stairs, which happened to be right next to my desk, which was good, and freaked out like the whole rest of the night, right? So, you know, bats are nocturnal, so I figured the next day everything would be cool. Well, anyway, we ended up finding that there were 2 or 3 bats that had somehow gotten into the basement from the garage. So the garage was actually, it was an attached garage on the side of the house, and it was at street level. It wasn't one that, you know, you drive down actually into the basement under the house. So the garage actually sat next to the house, but the house was on a hill, so you would go down into the basement to get to the garage. So the bats, plural, little bat family, had come in through the garage, like in the vents, and then down into the basement through the like the ceiling of the basement. I don't know how they did it, but they did it. But there was a whole family of bats in my basement. Lord. So of course I called the landlord, and they were like, what do you want us to do? I'm like, get these bats out of my basement. And they didn't. They were like, well, we don't really know what to do. And I'm like, well, neither do I, but nothing ever happened, right? So I'm like, okay, you know what? I can share bats, because I read up on bats. I went to a little symposium at our local city park, county park. They had a whole program about bats and why you should be nice to them. So I went and I took my kids. My youngest was like 7 or 8 at the time. So this was 10, 11 years ago. Anyway, so we learned all about the bats and why they're not bad. And I said, okay. Immediately after that, I moved my workspace the hell upstairs. Because I'm like, okay, bats, you win. This is your basement now. This is your cave. I don't need it. I don't need it that much. And I'm pretty sure that's when I started buying new clothes instead of doing laundry, because the washer and dryer were downstairs. I'm not even to the part yet where I'm traumatized. I need you to understand this. Okay. So, as I mentioned, the basement was not finished. It was not a finished space. So there were some exposed... Oh my goodness, y'all. I hope you didn't see this. I just dropped... Oh, I don't know. Quarter cup of soil... Not soil, but the seed starter cocoa. Okay. So, sorry about that. The mess is all cleaned up. So, anyway, where was I? Unfinished garage. Or unfinished basement. So, yeah, there were exposed, like, for example, the framing around the door between the garage and the basement didn't have, like, the finishing trim on it, so you could, like, see the actual 2x4s or whatever that comprised the actual door frame, right? That's important to the story. Anyway, so, over time, over a period of, I don't know, weeks or maybe a couple of months, we had adjusted to the idea that there are these bats that are going to sometimes come into the basement and live there, and if we don't bother them, they don't bother us. On occasion, I would actually go down and do laundry. I would come through just to go, through the basement to get in and out of my car, especially if it was cold or raining or whatever. And so one day, and I remember it was in the daytime. I don't remember whether I was coming or going. I don't remember what day it was, but I can tell you this. I was wearing a hoodie. It must have been raining outside. I came in through the garage and pulled the door closed behind me. And before I could take another step away from the door, something fell on my head. Like on my hair. Just thunk. And fell back into the hood. And it's like, what the hell is that? Right? Took my jacket off. It's the bat, y'all. Dead. The bat had laid up in the little space above the door frame, in the, between like the drywall and the frame, and died. And when I closed the door, he fell out of the frame and landed on my head, bounced off my head, into my hood. Yeah, I was traumatized. I was like legitimately, it was one of those moments where I was so, I can't even describe. I don't think I was afraid. I don't care. I knew it's dead. It's not going to bite me, right? But I was so freaked out, I couldn't even scream. I couldn't even make a word. I could not make a sound. I was just so freaked out. Traumatized. Took the hoodie off. Just dropped it on the floor. Ran up the stairs. And I don't think I went back in that basement for weeks. Yeah. I had somebody, I don't know if I had either my teenage son, my older boy, or a neighbor or somebody come and retrieve the bat carcass from the basement and get it out of there. But I was just like, not going to do it anymore. So, anyway, so that's my story about the bat, my bat encounter. And so I really do appreciate bats and all of the work that they do for us as far as eating insects and whatnot. But strawberries. So really quick about this. So these seeds, these strawberry seeds, are coated. Strawberry seeds, as you might know, are not naturally this color, but these are coated. And I had seen, I can't remember now who on YouTube used some coated carrot seeds. And I was like, those are amazing. I need to get those, because if you've ever seen carrot seeds, they're so super tiny, right? Using the coated seeds, in addition to helping you actually see the seeds better, because the color, you know, is vibrant and kind of stands out against your soil. It also, allegedly, according to the package, helps to retain moisture and draw moisture into the actual seed so that it germinates faster. I don't know if that part is true. I've never used the coated seeds before, but I happen to find these in one of the big box stores that I don't normally go to because I don't like giving this particular company my money. But I was out one day and there was a huge rainstorm coming, like huge storm coming, and I didn't want to be in my car on the road, so I pulled into this big box store and checked out their garden center, because what else am I going to do? And that's where I found these. The brand is Fairy Morse. Fairy Morse, I think. I don't have my glasses on. So yeah, and these are alpine strawberries. So this will actually be my first time starting strawberries from seed. I've never done that before. I'll normally get one of those baskets that hangs, and then I might get 5 or 6 strawberries in the season on those baskets. I don't know what I'm doing wrong with them, or maybe it's just that it's a single plant. I don't know. But I'm going to try to get some strawberries established ooh, that's way too many seeds. I'm going to try to get some strawberries established this year and see if we can get a decent berry crop for the first time. I don't know where I'm going to plant these exactly, or where they're going to go when I put them outside. Probably they will go into a larger container of some sort. But yeah, so getting these strawberry seeds planted. After I do this, I'm going to move on to the bell peppers. I'm going to start some bell peppers and tomatoes tonight because, as I mentioned, I am so far behind on these. I'm at least a month and a half, 2 months late starting my seeds. So I don't even know if this is going to work. I'm going to start a handful of each type, see if I can get them hardy enough to get some seedlings hardy enough to actually go in the ground when we get past the danger of frost. Because otherwise I'm going to be back at a big box store buying seedlings, which there's nothing wrong with that at all, right? I just was determined that this year I was going to start everything myself from seed and do it all myself. But, you know, that is a lesson in the plans that we make. Because I know my mom used to say this, and I know that she didn't come up with it. I don't know who originally said this, but the saying goes, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. So I'm quite sure that God chuckles frequently over my plans because I'm always being a control freak, telling him what I'm going to do. Yeah, I know y'all know better than that. I know better than that. So I don't know if I can show you this without it spilling. So here, let's do this. There we go. And you can see, I hope, the little dots. There's one there. Yeah. So don't spill. Okay. Yeah. So I'm pretty excited. Ooh, this is cheap. It broke. Just a little bit. Plastic broke here. This is that $5 kit that I got from Big Lots that was supposed to be for strawberries. And it came with the this little plastic box and a, somewhere I have the clear plastic lid, here it is, that goes on top, and it's got a vent and everything, and it's so cool. And it came with some seed starting medium, the coconut, I don't know how to say that, coconut core? We'll go with core. And the only thing it was missing when I got it home was the actual strawberry seeds. So I didn't start strawberries. Anyway, but I held on to the kit and I am using it now. So I've got these seeds here sitting on the top of the soil. I'm just gonna spread a very light layer, a very light layer of the seed mix on top of these seeds, just enough to cover them up and make them comfortable for germination. And then I'm going to put them under my lights. I'll put the dome, the lid on it that came with the kit, and then put them under the lights. On the shelf. Uh-oh, the seed picked up. See, this is why I don't like working with wet soil mixture, because as I'm trying to dot it down on top of the seeds, it's actually picking the seeds up and moving them around. And that's not good. I probably should have set some of this aside, but it came in that brick, you know what I mean, that had to just add water and let it soak, and it soaks up all the water. And that's helpful, and it's true, and it does that, but I guess these are the dregs that are super wet, which means I don't have to water it in. But, yeah. Alright, so very light layer, just enough to cover those seeds, and because of the coated seeds, because they're so brightly colored, I can easily tell that they are all covered, which is very nice. Alright, so they are all now covered. I'm going to sit this down here and wipe my hand off. I got a towel on my lap. Yeah, so that was the story of the bat encounter. That is me starting my strawberries. I think that this video is probably already too long, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you so much for joining me. True Circle Farms. There's the answer to this, to your question. There's the story about the encounter with the bat that has left me traumatized. I hope you enjoyed the story. Yeah, so I guess that will do it for me tonight. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day wherever you are in the world, whatever time of day you're watching, and I will talk with you tomorrow. Bye-bye.